So we are doing Magdam Trains complex builds. This is the Future Gothic building pack. We have this one here at the bottom, which is Future Gothic Apartments 3. It looks like it's made up of one of these tops and then this wall here. So it will build the whole thing. It may split up. I don't know. I haven't built it yet. It's still in its thing. Now, the way this is built is with content packs, which these make. So the idea is we're going to build sections that go on and then they magnetise together. We've got 12 corner wall sections to build, 4 large straight wall sections, 2 double arch large wall sections, 6 large wall Gothic windows, 12 double height large wall ends, 1 standard generic roof, 9 small wall ends, 6 Gothic large wall arch inserts, and various detail bits. In this bag. So, what I'm going to do, I am going to find all the bits in here for each section, one at a time. We are then going to film me building each of those sections. That's clearly the wall ends sections that I'm pulling out at the moment. No idea what that is. Oh, they look cool. That's the Gothic windows. Then more Gothic windows. But yep, so I'm going to build these all one at a time, one section at a time, and then obviously off camera build all the other pieces, because you don't want to watch me build 12 corner wall sections now, do you? Once we've done one, we know what we're doing. Then we'll put it together, and then I'll paint it, and do you know what, I may put the painted piece on the end of this one, as this is the last bit of Mad Gaming Train I've got to do. So be ready to come and join me on this long ride of, it's not going to be long, it's half hour, you reckon? Half hour? We'll do it in less than that. There is only really 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 builds in here, and they're all bits. It's going to take me several hours, but for you guys, it will be over in a flash. This looks like the piece we need for the first of the corner sections. They are basically cubes, and each sheet looks like they make 3. Now, this does use the Easy Plug section, and it uses the 3mm magnets, 3x3. That's what these circles are on here. So if you look, there's 3 circular holes on each of the sides. Obviously, I'm not sure how we're going to magnetise it together yet. We will look at that at the end. This all slots together. I don't know if we're doing it or not at the minute. So first things first, we're going to pop out the first square. So there's a square. 1 square. I need 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of these pieces. So we'll take out that one, like that. Obviously, they're meant to be easy pluck, and they are easy pluck. I'm going to put all the extra bits of wood to one side, or MDF to one side, because you know what? I've got bags of it, and some of the shapes are really nice. So when we do some custom scenery later, down the line, you may see me doing some interesting things with those. Because once I've done this, I've got one more scenery piece to do for a different group. And then I'm out of things to actually show you until I go shopping. I don't know who's next on that list of things we need. So there we go. That's the 4 of those off. So we need 4 walls. 1, 2, 3. 4. That was a bit stiff. Push that one back in so we don't lose it. Yeah, again, this set, and I've noticed on a few of the sets, I'm just grabbing the full one. If you look in the top corner, you have these squares. I'm guessing they're enough to put back in the holes, or they could be pins to hold them together if you don't want to use magnets. And you get a lot of these, which are like little latches for stuff. I haven't worked out yet again what everything is for. I'm trying to. So there is 1, 2, that is 3, and that is 4. Now, these bits, they look like, yes, so they go like that, so they're on the top, and is that at the bottom as well? Yep, top and bottom. So I do think they may want gluing, because they are a little loose, and there we go, that's how it works. Right, so yeah, pop that out, got a bit of fluff still in it. So that goes in there, that one then goes and lines up with that. So there we go. That's that first section corners. Then this goes into this one. Top and the bottom. Actually, the bottom one, I'm just going to slide it in like that. See? Underneath. So let's try that. We'll put the two ends on. This does need... I think this needs gluing. It is a bit loose. I think it needs gluing. There's always MDF scenery. The idea is you take it to bits, but you're going to loosen the connections, so you're going to end up with bits that need to be glued. So yeah, this is going to have to be glued. And that slots there. I feel I should have done the other side first so you could see what I was doing. And that goes up to there. Slots in there like that. Yep. And the top goes on. Don't think it matters which way round. I can't see a marker for it. There you go. That's it. Right. I have many of those to build. How many do I have? I have to build 12 of those. So yeah, I've got to build 12 of these corners. And I think I'm going to glue them because that's quite loose. Right, and I'll do that and then I'll be back. Okay, so in the background over here, you have, I have, you haven't, but you can see the 12 corner sections that have been built. That took me a while. We are now moving on to the large straight wall, large straight wall section. We are doing the large straight wall section. I think it's this sheet. I'd love it if people would actually put sheet numbers on stuff. Put a logo on it, put a sheet number on it. It would be great. Well, I feel there are two of them here. There might be, yeah, there's two. So each one is made up of the top. That's the top. Two walls. Two central pillars. Two end pillars. I'll just pop this out. And we'll get it built. So, first things first. Top. Just pop that out. Pop that out. Because obviously they're going to sit over something. What, I don't know. More of that in a minute. And we'll pop out the centre here. So that's one wall. That wants to go that way round. So the gap is at the bottom. This is the other wall. Same again. Gap at the bottom. There is a magnet point just there. On those. We need two ends. That's that one. And that one. We'll take those two out. Put them in the middle. All these little bits I keep in a bag. Here's the bag. Why? Because I build weird and wonderful boxes out of card. And obviously I have weird and wonderful boxes made of wood now. So maybe we'll build something cool with that afterwards. And then finally, two of these. Push that out. Push that out. Back goes one side. I have no idea how we're gluing this. Obviously they're all glued back here. So this thing, right, let's look at it. 2 squares to the top. That's going to slide. Right, okay, so that bit first, that slides on there and then up and through, locks like that. This one, yet again, through here, up and through. That's the side. That, you see, they're not in the middle, they're actually the edges. Then we do the same on the other sides. So in and through, slot in. Why won't that slot in there? It won't slot. There we go. Bit of push. So that's that done. That goes on the top, like so. And as always, yeah, again, that we may have to chamfer slightly. I don't want to, but that does look like they could need chamfering. There we go. And these bits just slide on the ends. You know what? I'm not even sure that needs gluing. I'm not going to glue that. So that is a tight fit. That is also, I'm going to need to take these off for the magnets. So though we have them on, I am going to have to pop these off for these points where the magnets go here. Because I haven't put the magnets in yet. I could pop them out and do the magnets later. That is tempting. But yeah, there's a wall. That is a wall. That's actually on backwards, if you look, because they're facing the same way. So I'm just going to take the bits. Oh, they are stiff. They are really stiff. And we'll just slot that one off. Put it back on the other way around. That might have been the reason he didn't want to go in. I don't know. I shouldn't think so. There we go. That's actually a bit loose. Then again, I have just taken the bits and put it back together. And we know we're going to put the magnets in later. So what we'll do is while we're here, we'll just pop the magnet points out. Because I think you only pop out the squares if you're going to put the pieces on with the squares. So you can put them on with magnets, or you want with squares. I'm going with magnets. So we're just going to do that for now. And then I'll make that easier for me to glue the magnets in there. Speaking of magnets, there. When I come to do it. Let's have magnets to the bottom. Yeah, magnets to the bottom. You know, that's still really tight. I'm not going to glue that. I'm going to leave that as it is. I have to glue it later down the line. I can do. Right, I have many of these still to build. I have 3 more to build. We are up to double arch large wall section. This is on 1 sheet, so not multiple sheets for this one. Both of them are in front of me. There is a bit of something underneath it there. Oh, this is a magnet hole. I haven't pulled it out properly. So, what we're looking at. Where are the plans? I have lost the plans. I'm just going to pop these sheets out here and here, because we don't need those. There's our arches. Right. So I need 2 of these, which are just here. We'll grab this one from this edge. I have already popped out all the magnet holes on these. And quite a few of the other bits. I just went around banging out magnet holes on stuff. They're going to go back to back. Like that. Now, it looks like I also need to pop out these centre lines here. So we'll just do that. Don't know if I need all 3 of them out. But the image that I'm looking at has all 3 of these centre lines out. So we're just going to knock all 3 of these out. We are done. And that's 3. That's the 3 of those knocked out. We are then going to need these. 1 for each end. And we'll need a top. Grab that top. Talks amongst yourselves while I just take this to bits. And then we are going to need 2 of those. Okay. This bit. So this is fairly straightforward. That goes in the middle. This goes on the outer edge like that. This may need gluing. I know the last one didn't need gluing because just enough tension. But I wonder if this one, well, we'll see. So 2 of them together, doubles the thickness, see? Top on the other side, same thing. That is a bit flimsy. I forgot to pop out this bit here and this bit here. And that then will sit across the top, like so. But you know what? You may get away without gluing this. That's why all 3, because it has got 3 pegs in that edge. And that slots in there. On the other side, that slots in there. Now, that has to go in a specific way around. One edge is longer than the other, it turns out. Or not. I don't know. Yeah, see, if you do it that way around, there's a bit of a lip there. So it needs to go that way around. Oh, it covers that magnet hole. Oh, okay. You don't need to pop out that magnet hole then. Yeah, there you go. That was simple. I'd still glue that. That feels a little flimsy. You might get away without gluing it. But I would probably glue it. There are some extra bits on the sprue. These pieces. And I am going to guess they fit here if you wanted them to. You pop those out. You could then slot those in there. I'd guess I'm not going to do that because I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to quickly build the other one while you're watching. So we did need to pop out those magnet holes, remember? So this hole here doesn't need to be popped. These 3 still do though. Suppose if you want to make the other one, well, yeah, they have got the cutouts in the back. So if you wanted to make the extra side sections in, you can do. Yeah, again, it is still your build at the end of the day. Once it's your scenery, you can do with what you want, really. Because it's your scenery. I'm going to paint this grey like all the other stuff and stick it in on the board. You will see that eventually. Slot that in. Slot that over. Oh, we're in. This one doesn't want to go in quite as well as the last one did. Did I put the top on first last time? No, I didn't. I did the edges, didn't I? That's still put upside down. That might be the problem. I put it in upside down. It is 30-something degrees at the minute. In this house, it is a lot hotter because we are British. And as such, our houses are designed to store heat. And until we start building houses that are designed to... there you go. Not store heat, we may have issues. Right, that's that bit. What's next? Okay, I have 6 large Gothic windows to build. The problem here is the link to the how to build bit won't work. So I know it's this page. There are multiple versions of this as well. So we are going to have a go at building one of them. I actually don't know which one. I'm looking at the plans at the moment and... yeah, I am not 100% on how this is going to go. So, first things first, we need to pop the windows out. It's a window. This is the other window. As I said, there should be 2 to a sheet. So that's that one. We're going to pop these windows out. That goes there. That goes there. Now, there are variants of these as well. These pins line up, so I think you could... oh, I don't know. I actually don't know. We'll find out. So that's an end, and that's an end. Here's the other question. I don't know if these are lined up together, if they line up separately. You know, they go like that so that the gap goes through. I can't access the plan. I'm looking at the photo on the screen, and from what I can see, there are 1, 2, 3, as I say, 4 variants of this. They all go together slightly differently. If you look here on this piece, there's a pop out just there. Don't even know if you need to pop that out. The other thing we have on the sheet is we have this section. Every one of those bits can pop out, so you can have like a grating across the front. We got these bits that lock in to look like they are wall mounts. We got these bits that look like columns at the floor. I'm going to build one of them. I don't know which one I'm going to build yet. What we'll try and do, we'll take this. So we know we have a front piece, we have a back piece. This would look really good with that stained glass that Green Stuff World does. If you don't want the Green Stuff World one, the guy, I suppose that magnet there may hold that in place. If you don't want the Green Stuff World one, and you could use whoever made it originally. I don't know who that was. I'm going to mount that. We're going to do it backwards here. We're going to do the inlay one. So that goes into there like that. There's 2 versions of this one where the window is dropped back. I think we'll go with the drop back window. I like the idea of the drop back window because then that'll slot into there like that. So that's quite nice. And on this side, we'll push that into there, and then that drops into there. That gives us the frame. This is our roof. That looks like it should go that bit over those 2 bits, and then around that peg there. See, like that. Same on this side. Yep. That's that done. That's kind of cool. I like that. Now, it all then has 3 pieces. I haven't punched these out. Should I punch these holes out along here before I did this? So then you could lock those bits in. There is another version of that. I'm not sure how that goes. So I think the way the other one works, you punch out one of them. Give me a second. I'm just knocking the windows out of this. See? We'll just do that across there. Throw these in the bag. And this mounts in here like that, but it comes forward slightly somehow. And I think that is with these. So what we'll do But what I'm going to do, I will punch out 3 of these pieces. I will then... Is it 3 or is it 4? You get 6 of them, so I'm going to guess it's 3. I'm going to punch out 3 of those. We're going to grab the second one. This time, I'm going to punch out... Where that is. There, bottom hole, bottom hole. Bottom hole? Out there? We'll punch out the bottom hole on the outer window. We'll slot those in. So... like so. And then like so. This is going to take glue. I'm looking at this now going, this is going to take glue. And that then slots in to there. That is going to need gluing because there's nothing across the bottom. But it can be glued along the beam. If you look, it does sit flush to it. So I like that. I'm going to put the window behind it because that looks cool. But then I'm going to go buy stained glass from... the wrong way around. This needs to go first. Now, do we want that at the back or do we want that at the back, don't we? We don't want it at the front. We could put it at the front. That'll put it... What do you think? Front or back? I mean, no, we'll keep them all together. We'll have them so they're at the back. We'll do it that way. Makes sense, doesn't it? I will probably do them all like this because I really like that look. I think that looks quite cool. Painting is going to be a pain in the neck because obviously... Now that's interesting. Oh, it's upside down, that's why. I'm an idiot, that's all it is. I'm just an idiot, I got it upside down. Right, and that slots into there. Like so. Oh, I may have just crumpled that. That's probably going to need gluing. And then on top. Oh, I quite like that. That's quite cool. I like that. This is back in the shades. This one, I will. Just going to pop the front off this. So I can get to the front panel. I'm going to pop out 2. We'll do 2. 1, 2. We'll use these 3 like that. I was going to do it as another window. I'm not going to. I am just going to bottom two like that. There. We just pop those out. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Slot that in to there. Put that front on like so. Put that side on like that. That's the 2 sides done. Just drop the lid back on. That holds it together. And then we will slot that in there. Like so. This one will go in there. Like so. And that one will go in there. Like that. And I think what I'll do with the remaining ones to make up all of them, I may just alternate them like that. Do 3 like that and 3 like that. So I have 6 total. I quite like that. They're really cool. Right, that's the end of this one. I will go do the other 3 other 4, and we'll carry on. And with the windows complete, which you can't see, they're up here. I do half like that and half like that. We are now on to the double height wall end. There's 12 of these. I am not going to put you through all 12 of them. So, base sheet, 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 3 of these. There is also 1 of these. So we'll take the first one out because we need 1. I will say that much. I'm going to move everything else out of the way. We then need 1 of those, that bit. Pop that out. I'm looking at this, and the more I look at it, the more my brain is going, this may need to be glued. I'm going to take 2 of these out. Taking my time because I don't want to break them. There we go, that's 1. I may need just to run no, that's clear. Thought I was going to have to run a knife around it because I wasn't 100% sure that it had all come out. Yep, that's 2. And then we need a base bit, which is just here. We'll take the bottom out. We're going to take that block there out. So this doesn't look too hard. I am just going to pop out all the circles because obviously they are the magnet points. And it also helps to work out which way round it goes. So, looking at the plans. Circles go to the bottom. So, first things first, take the square, slide it. Which way around does that go? Interesting. Oh, no, it will be because... Yeah, right. So, the thin bit is the bottom. No, thin bit at the bottom? Thin bit at the bottom? Thin bit at the bottom. Yep, thick bit at the top. Okay, so I'm actually using different plans than what I think I'm meant to be using. And the reason for that is this was the plans they were given. Because the section I've got, this bit on the image I've got is jagged and cut. But I'm guessing it's all the same. So that goes like that. This then goes, slots on the back there. Well, that goes to there, and then that slots through there. Yep, so there's... Yeah, it is the thinner bit to the bottom then. And then this slots on top, like that. And there you go. That is your wall edge, which then, I am guessing, the bottom one lines up with that. If you look here, where the holes are, magnetize those two together. Then obviously, you could use a corner, but we won't. We'll just line up, and they line up with a higher piece. So that would sit like that. And they would magnet, click, done. See? That's quite genius. So, I like that. And getting the wall section here. Hang on. Because I stacked everything in such a weird and wonderful way. This wall section here has the holes in the same position. So, you can, yet again, line up like that. And that slots to there. That goes to there. Done. My magnet hole in the top is for these. Look, there's the hole. I'll just open this bag. There's even more of these pieces in here. Got loads of them. So these bits, little frames, yeah, they can, oh, roll that over. They just slot in there, and there's a circle on the top there for the magnet, so you can do pieces like that. I'm guessing you could remove the wall. I don't know. I haven't got as far into the plans as to it. Let me have a look. Because obviously there is a big graphic image at the top. Yeah, those pieces can sit like that. Because it's generally the clear ones that are these. Not that. So there'd be this. That sits over that like that. And then you've got bits, those stands, which we've already seen. These pieces, they sit in there like that. So they have wall points, and it gives you that big arching thing. That is quite cool. Just got to push these out because they haven't been pushed out properly. Yeah, again, magnet, done. That's stuck in. You haven't got to put anything through it. And then you can put these like that and there, or you can put them there and have them on the wall, do them both sides. That's actually really cool. And just pieces of spare ones I'm going to put in the bag. That is really, really cool. Now, the question is, would that have slotted over... That would have probably slotted over that. To be honest, you wanted a vent there instead. I actually don't know. I quite like this piece. I think it looks cool with the design at the top. No, to be honest, that all pops out. Literally, that pops out, that pops out. So does the centre. I'm not going to put the centre out because I quite like the rows in the middle. But yeah, you can take the rows out as well if you wanted to. Actually, I think you meant to. Then they're really not held in well. So that does that, and then you have that ring, which looks really pretty. Just paint it metallic or something, or stone, or yeah. Right, I'm going to go finish building these, and then we have one more piece to do. So we're up to the roof. It's one sheet. I am fairly sure this is going to be built like nearly all the roofs and all the tops of everything that we have ever built from Mad Gaming Terrain. I'll get it right one of these days. Right, I'm just going to pop everything off. Just bang these holes out where the magnets are meant to go. I don't know if I'm going to put the magnets on just yet, because obviously I want to get it painted and built and done how I need it to go, or I want it to look. And I feel I might do that while it's still in pieces. There is quite a few bits to this. We're using the same as the roofs for the HAB complexes. We have these squares, and they're going to connect all this together. It is the square to the blank, so I'll just pop these out. I am looking at this panel going, there is a lot of stuff on here. We have a lot of section clips, and we have a lot of other bits and pieces, so this is going to be interesting. As usual, it is a roof, so I would suggest we're probably going to have to glue it. I'm not going to glue it while we're on here, though. Now, does that go through where? Yes, so that sits further back. Right, so kind of got to work this out now, because looking at this, it looks like these go in. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. So I've got the instructions in front of me. I'm just finishing off these magnet holes. Right, so square indicates correct orientation. So square goes into here. It looks like it is the back section here. So that's going to pop that out. Square, square, in. The back, pop that one out. Let's have a look at these. They all have squares on them. There's a square, square in there, and done. So that's those two. On this one, this is the other one. So pop and pop. Square, in, and square, in. So there you go, that's like that. So these, then, they slide at the end. They may slide at the end, yes, and then that slips. Oh, okay. So unlike the other roofs, that slips into that section there by the look of it. And that hooks like that. So, okay. I like that slightly more than the HAB complex roof, because that means, or the HAB complex roofs and HAB complex floors. But that's just slightly neater, I feel. I like that. Also, it's stronger. I haven't got to glue that. I'm going to, because the way it is. But yeah, that's a lot nicer connection than the HAB complex connection for their roofs and stuff. I really like that. That's impressed me. Then, once we've got that bit done, let's scroll down a bit. I need a flat plate. There's a flat plate. That just quite literally goes clunk, like that. Straight in there. Done. But that holds in place well. That's nicely done. The top plate, which is this. We're going to take this panel out, though, because we don't need that panel. Just pop that out. And that plate, now, yeah, the squares obviously can be popped out, but we're not going to, that sits on top of that. That is going to need gluing, because that is just free sitting there. Oh, maybe not. Well, yeah, no, I'd still glue that. I would still glue that in. And then we have, okay, we now have to flip it over. So we flip it over. And then in the corners, we're going to put these. They're going to go there, like that. We're going to pop out that panel, which I would have done before I'd put the top on, to be honest. If I'd known. Wow, there's quite a lot of bits to this. This roof is very, very detailed, though. So I'm just going to flip this back over. Yep, that's that bit. So we know that's there. We pop that, we pop that. I don't really want to lose the hatch. I'm trying to keep the hatch in place. That slots into there. The question is, I don't know why yet. I haven't worked that out. That slots into there like that. Yep, yep. And then the next one. Yeah, the ones closest to the frame. If you actually look, there's different pegs for different points. I am wondering if other pegs are for something else. I don't know. What goes in there? Yeah, I'm just going to take it off the frame to do this. because the frame is moving. Goes in there. Too tight. Yeah, you can see where I'm roughing the edge up. They're going to need gluing back in once we're done. And then we'll pop that back on top of there. Like that, which we now have that hook on the bottom. I wonder. That slots on like that. Done. So, what is next? So on this piece, have we got two options here or one option? Okay, there are two versions of rails. So there's this rail we can run, or you've got this rail. My personal preference is the more solid rail, this one, where you literally only have to go hole, done. If you want the corner one, you have to use these, and that is going to be glue. Because they're quite loose. I should think, if you look at this bit, they slot into those. That goes in the hole. That then sits on that. That's going to have to be glued. This way round, I am just going to pop that out. That one? Yep, that one out. And pop out that one. And on the other side, same thing. Pop out that one. Pop out that one. I may change it to the cornered one day, but at the minute, I'm going with the straight one. Because I just think that looks a lot simpler. We also have these long edges, which is fine. Oh, there we go. Because I've got those underneath it to hold it in place when it goes on the top. It doesn't sit neatly on the table. That might need looking at. I don't know if that needs looking at or not, actually. Because obviously, normally, yeah, I've just popped all that out. As I say, you'd be building this and then putting it onto the top of the model. Not doing what I'm doing and filming it in sections as we go along, so you can see how to build it. Also sweating profusely because yet again, it's ridiculously hot in here. There we go. Leave that like that. Okay, looking at the plans now. This trapdoor bit, which is trying to fall out, does actually have handles. They're here. There's the handles. We will put those on. It's going to fall out, let's be honest. So we'll just put the handle on. Bang, bang. I don't know what's going to hold it in place, though. Because now it's fallen out. Those handles aren't wide enough. Are they wider? No, they're not wider than, so they're not actually going to hold it on, are they? They do look cool. I'll be honest, that does look cool. But I'm not sure that will hold that in place. No, it might do. Okay, it does. It does. I was wrong. It does hold it in place. I was wrong. I am guessing these are the bits that go along the side. Yeah. So, let's just take the top off and take this top off. So along this side, they go. How do they go? 1, 2, gap. Then 3. 1, 2, 3, gap. Then 3. 1, 2. There we go. Down. That's wrong. That's got to be wrong. That has to be wrong. It says it's the one in between. It's that one there. Yeah, no, I've gone wrong. So it's actually 1. So the first one. I'll just pop these out. There's actually 4 of them. There's not 3 of them. Hang on. That's confusing. There's 4 to a side, but on the diagram it's 3, 2, 3, 2 going round. So I'm guessing there are more than you actually need. So it should be 1. Going to this, that's the 1. Just going to push a square back in there. Yes, you can pop out squares and then push them back in. See? Then it's 3. So 1, 2, 3. So it's that one. put that square back into the one next to it. Glue would be suggested if you're doing this. 2. Then 1, 2, 3. Got that one. I'm going by the plans. Obviously, if you wanted to fill it up or put it in a different way, you can do. It is totally up to you. Yet again, once you've bought it, it's your model. Do with as you feel. No one's going to go, oh, you can't do that. Okay, some people may say that. But it's your scenery, it's your model. Build it how you want to build it. Oh, I'm going to have to fix that later. Done. See, there they go. 3 across the side. And it's suggesting 2 at the top. In which case I would go there and there. Well, those 2. Though, I'm going to guess the magnet holes if you're having a, what they're called, walkway or something on it. That goes there. That goes there. Should we get the magnets right on the other side, or get the holes right on the other side? So, it's the one in between the circles. It's then 3. 1, 2, 3, and then that one. Then 1, 2, 3, and then that one. I believe. It says, can't push it through. There we go. That's those 3 done. And 3 more of these. Bunk, bunk, bunk. There they go. And we just, oh, I've dropped that on the floor. We'll just slot those in on this side. Yeah, again, these probably want gluing. I'm not saying you have to glue it. I'm just saying it might be an idea. So you don't lose the bits. And I guess we've got to do the 2 at the end. And they are that one. And that one. And then I have all these little dots of wood to pick up off my desk. Sorry. I quite literally have sweat running down my face. You can't see it, and I am not going to show you. Nobody needs to see my mug today. Right, so there is our roof stabilised. Then we're going to drop that through there. Just going to raise it slightly because it's got the blocks on the bottom. We're going to put that on top, which does just click in amazingly because you've got the corner points slightly high. And that's the roof done. I'm going to put this out of the way. Yeah, that is the roof bay done. Excellent. We're on to the small end cap. We have got, how many of these we've got to build? I've stopped counting. Small ends, there are 9 of these. I am not going to sit you through all 9 of them. That would be horrible. Yet again, we will do 1 and then I will go away, build them all, and then we will put the thing together. So there's 9 of them. First things first. Yeah, this is slightly more complicated than the tall end one. So we need one of these. I'll just pop out the magnet holes. As always, it's the circles. Because I will magnetise this, and that's why I'm doing it. I bought all these magnets to magnetise it. So there's that piece. We need one of these, which is that. We need the end piece, which is here. And we need 1, 2, 3 of these. Now, there are 2 different types. I think there's 2 different types. I don't think there's 3 different types. I think there's only 2 different types. We need that one for the middle, and then the plain one for top and bottom. So we'll pop out those 2 on that one. Like that. Go out. Come on. Out you come. In out of there. There we go. We'll say that one as well. So that should be everything we need. Just pop that out because it doesn't want to be there. Pop those out because reasons. So, which way up is this? Magnets to the bottom. So, yeah, again, it's going to be the back because this is the front. On this one, that's the front, that's the back. So, it will be that way around when we're done. It is square bit to the bottom, and we want this one with the clip on it going through here, like that. Done. See? That goes through. So, we need to pop out. Go there. By the look of it, We need to pop out that and that. And that locks into there like that. I'm already thinking this needs gluing. At the bottom, this one slides in through there, holds that in place like that. That needs gluing in place. And this one goes into the top and holds that in place there. And then the top goes on. Which way around does the top go on? Top goes on that way around. So yeah, so when this locks onto the wall, it'll look like that. See? So when that caps onto the end, it ends up that way round. There's a cap. So if you were having a low wall, and it sits like that, and then you have a cap like that at the top, that's what that's for. Right, I'm going to build 9 of these. Wish me luck. As you can see, the camera has moved. That is to try and get the model, the building in. So here we have the corner pieces, double that height tower going there. Got another one on the side here. This is the front part. Now, blank block. See here, magnet hole on the top. And then we have a magnet hole here. If I put it in, we line them up with the magnet hole like so. I'm going to put the vent here, I think. I quite like the idea of having, I like that one. So I'm going to just slot that in there. Then, I'm just going to build the front up. As you can imagine, it does go back, and you've got all the sides, so you can put these pieces on around the sides and like at the back and so on, but you can't see it. And I'm not going to drag the camera around to show it all off and pan it. I may build, actually no, I will build it up enough to put the roof on, but I won't be putting everything in place properly. We'll just do a quick put up so I can get the roof on, and then I can get the front properly shown to you. We'll do it that way. All right, we're just going to use a blank at the back. Obviously, if the magnets were in, these would all just click together and hold in place. I don't know if I want that for another level. I'm going to use it on a different level. I'm going to put windows at the back here. I do like this one with the guards. Hold it. So that's that bit. That's the first level. Now, we're on to the second level. So we need, let's put a door there. That looks cool. We will then put a window on this side. A window on this side. I know it says it's the apartment block, but you know what? It looks like a cathedral to me, and I think it looks awesome. So that's that bit. Then you get loads of extra bits. We've got all the doubles for the sides. I'll put them round. No, I do need to put singles on this. So, there is a lot of stuff here. So much stuff. I'm babbling like an idiot. We'll just drop those on there like that. Drop those on the back like that. And these singles, these bits, are what go on top of those. Like that. And obviously, with the magnets, they would hold in place better. But these are just going to sit precariously, very precariously. That one's not even level. Oh, the glue has pushed that one out. Let's try that. Just to make it look good. We'll try and line them up. Then that one on the sides. Then because it is a building, we get the roof, and the roof goes on top, like so. Obviously, once it's painted up, it will look awesome. And once the magnets are in, it will look cool as well, because it will click together and fold in place instead of being just rickety like this. But yeah, there you go. That is, I'm just going to try and use the camera as if it was a camera by releasing all the clamps. See, it is quite large. I am looking forward to getting it on a table so you can have a proper. Here, I'm using it as a steady cam. Proper look round, which will be hopefully the next video. Or it might be the video after it. I'm not 100%. You have to wait and see, won't you? Right, I'm done. I'll see you later.